Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Pandora-Gilboa versus Clyde. I think we better get ready for a mental meltdown mightier than Megatron. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Pandora-Gilboa versus Clyde. Let's meet our teams. For Pandora-Gilboa, coached by Mr. Recker. Their starting lineup is Chase, a senior. Slot number 2, Braden, also a senior. And rounding up the number 3 spot is Tyler, a junior. Now for Clyde, coached by Carrie DeChant. Our starting lineup for them is Christopher, a senior, Parker, also a senior, and Lorelei, a freshman. All right, welcome to both of our teams. Going to start things off as we always do in our toss-up round. In this round, there are 10 questions. They're worth 10 points apiece. No deduction, I repeat, no deduction for an incorrect answer, so you can play a little bit looser on your buzzers. If you think you know it, I say go for it. You can confer before buzzing in, not after, and you can, I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. Clyde, Pandora-Gilboa, are you ready to get this party started? Here we go. This Japanese word literally translates to open hand. Identify this form of self-defense that developed the Ryukyu Kingdom and uses a series of colored belts to indicate skill level among, that would be Clyde. Parker.
Karate.
Karate is correct. A person who is an orchestra conductor or is eminent in the field of music might be referred to this Italian term meaning, that would be Clyde. Parker.
Maestro.
Maestro, meaning master. While the United States celebrates Independence Day on July 4th annually, what special celebration is observed in France each year on July 14th? That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Bastille Day.
Bastille Day is correct. Name the mountain range that separates Europe from Asia. Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
The Ural Mountains.
The Ural Mountains is correct. With which event in American history would one associate the quote by Franklin D. Roosevelt as, quote, a day that would live, that would be Pandora-Gilboa. Tyler.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, correct. Which chemical element's melting point is 327 degrees Celsius? When freshly cut, it has a bluish white color that soon tarnishes to a dull gray if exposed to air. That would be Clyde. Parker.
Sodium.
Incorrect. Name this malleable heavy metal whose most important ore is galena. Opportunity to steal. Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Indium.
Incorrect. We were looking for lead, actually, in that question. Who wrote and recorded the song, the 1971 song, American Pie? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Tyler.
Don McLean.
Don McLean is correct. Certain animals, such as bats and dolphins, orient themselves to their surroundings, detect obstacles, communicate with, that would be Clyde. Christopher.
Triangulation.
Incorrect. Detect obstacles, communicate with others, that would be Pandora-Gilboa. Tyler.
Echolocation.
Echolocation is what we were looking for there. Normally constructed of 5 or more triangular units whose members are connected at joints, this structure is used to support the roof in home construction. Identify this term. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Tyler.
Truss.
A truss is what we needed there, correct. Now jump in when you know the Spanish word described that begins with the letter S, derived from 2 Latin words that mean under and shade, often seen at Cinco de Mayo celebrations. Excellent wide-brimmed sun hats worn in Mexico and southwestern U.S. Oh, so I'm sorry about that. That would be Chase.
Sombrero.
Sombrero is correct. And that is all 10 questions in this round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Pandora-Gilboa at 70 and Clyde at 20 points. Stay tuned. Our risk and reward round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Pandora-Gilboa 70, Clyde at 20 points. Looks like we have some new members to our teams. Let's find out who they are. Pandora-Gilboa, tell us who's joined your team.
To my left is Holiday Herman, who is a freshman, and to my right is Zach Hohenbring, who is a junior.
All right, welcome to you. And Clyde, who's joined your team?
To my right is Credence Wazorek. He is a junior.
All right, welcome to you all, and welcome back to our returning players. This is our risk and reward round. Both teams are going to receive the same 10 questions, at least optional 10 questions. First 9 questions are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. The 10th question is our risk and reward question. We'll give you a topic, and then you can risk up to 30 points on that question. You get it right, you get the bonus points. You get it wrong, you're going to lose whatever points you risked. All right, Pandora-Gilboa, you're at 70 points, so you'll be sticking around. Clyde, you are off to isolation. All right, Pandora-Gilboa, are you ready for your risk and reward round? Starts right now. This element is the only known radioactive element to be a superconductor. It exhibits this property at a temperature of negative 272.36 degrees Celsius, has 15 known isotopes, and an atomic number of 95. Identify this element whose atomic symbol is AM. That would be Holiday.
Americum.
Americum is correct. What type of ideas or statements that are often unethical, false, or exaggerated are spread in order to help a cause, a political leader? That would be Chase.
Propaganda.
Propaganda is what we were looking for there, yes. The three-headed dog Cerberus had a counterpart in Norse mythology named Garm, a massive four-eyed dog. What realm did these creatures guard? That would be Chase.
Helheim.
Excuse me?
Helheim.
I'm sorry, we cannot accept that. In the Revolutionary War, which came first, the Battle of Bunker Hill or the Battle of Saratoga? That would be Chase.
Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill is correct. In 1797, there was an uprising in western Pennsylvania to protest a new tax. What was the tax on? That would be Chase.
Tea.
It was not tea, though some people might call it tea. It was whiskey, actually. Whiskey. What sport is played with brooms and stones on ice? That would be Holiday.
Curling.
Curling is correct. How many items are there in a gross? Holiday.
144.
Correct. Name the Cambodian dictator, and that would be Chase.
Pol Pot.
Pol Pot, yes, he was all over that one. What is the title of the first volume of the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Chase.
Two Towers.
Incorrect. Fellowship of the Rings. Risk and reward question. The topic is U.S. currency. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, by the way. 30 points in 5-point increments on U.S. currency, or you can simply pass. Pandora-Gilboa, what are you thinking?
We're going to do 15 points.
15 points on U.S. currency. Which U.S. president is on the $50 bill? That would be Chase.
FDR.
Incorrect. That would be U.S. Grant on that one. Pandora-Gilboa, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to head off to isolation, and let's bring back in Clyde. Come on in. Welcome back, Clyde, from isolation. Are you ready for your risk and reward round? All right, here we go. This element is the only known radioactive element to be a superconductor. It exhibits this property at a temperature of negative 272.36 degrees Celsius, has 15 known isotopes, and has an atomic number of 95. Identify this element whose atomic symbol is AM. That would be Parker.
Americanium.
Yeah, correct. What type of ideas or statements that are often unethical, false, or exaggerated are spread in order to help a cause, a political leader, or a government with a specific agenda? That would be Christopher.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. This three-headed dog, Cerberus, had a counterpart in Norse mythology named Garm, a massive four-eyed dog. What realm did these creatures guard? That would be Credence.
The underworld.
The underworld. Yes, we will take underworld. In the Revolutionary War, which came first? The Battle of Bunker Hill or the Battle of Saratoga? That would be Parker.
Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill is correct. In 1797, there was an uprising in western Pennsylvania to protest a new tax. What was the tax on? That would be Parker.
Clothing.
Incorrect. Whiskey. Whiskey. What sport is played with brooms and stones on ice? That would be Parker.
Curling.
Curling. Yes, correct. How many items are there in a gross? Time 1:44. Credence thought he might know it. Is that where you're thinking? All right. Name the Cambodian dictator and head of the Khmer Rouge who was responsible for more than 1 million deaths between 1975 and 1979. Time. Pol Pot is what we were looking for there. What is the title of the first volume of the Lord of the Rings trilogy? That will be Credence.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Correct. Risk or reward time. The topic is U.S. currency. Clyde, you can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments, or you can simply pass, but you are risking those points. What are you thinking?
We'll risk 20.
Going to risk 20 points on U.S. currency. Which U.S. president is on the $50 bill? That would be Credence.
Ulysses S. Grant.
Correct. Additional 20 points to Clyde. That is the end of the risk and reward round. It is now time to clear our score, and let's bring back in Pandora-Gilboa. Welcome back to Pandora-Gilboa. Let's see where our teams stand against each other. Clyde, you have 100 points. Pandora-Gilboa stands at 115 points. A very close game indeed. Coming up next, though, is our category round where questions can be worth as much as 30 points and deductions start. Things are going to start happening fast. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game, a very, very close competition. We have Clyde at 100 points, and currently in the lead is Pandora-Gilboa with 115 points. Now, before we move to our category round, I see some returning faces and a new face. Center spot in Clyde, new face. Tell us who you are.
I'm Kate DeChant, and I am a junior.
All right, welcome to you and Pandora-Gilboa. Tell us who's rejoined the team.
To my right is Tyler Pugh, and he is a junior.
All right, welcome to you, our new players and our returning players. This is the category round. This is where the power shifts a little bit to our teams. There are 6 categories to choose from. Inside each category are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But bum, 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 that's right, deductions start now. If you go for 15, you're risking 15 points. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. And hidden somewhere in there is our double or nothing question, double the points with no risk. All right, Clyde, since you are at 100 points, you have the honor of making our first selection. Kate?
We are going to do pop culture poopery for 15.
Pop culture for 15, correct? On The Mandalorian, what is Baby Yoda's real name? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Grogu.
Grogu. All right, power shifts now to Pandora-Gilboa. It's now your selection.
We're going to do African capitals for 10.
African capitals for 10 points. I will name an African nation. You will reply with the capital. Morocco. That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Casablanca.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? They say no. 3 no's. It's Rabat is what we needed there. But you're still in control. Pandora-Gilboa. Selection, please.
China for 10.
China for 10 points. In what year did communism take hold in China to become, that will be Pandora-Gilboa? Holiday.
1949.
Correct. To become the People's Republic of China in 1949. Pandora-Gilboa still in control of the board.
Constellations for 20.
Constellations for 20 points. Identify each of the following related to constellations. In what constellation can you find the star Sirius? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Canis Major.
Correct. Pandora-Gilboa still in control.
We'll do constellations for 10.
Constellations now for 10 points. Language from which the word constellation is derived. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Greek.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? That would be Parker.
Italian.
Incorrect. Latin. Latin. Let's see, where are we at? Pandora-Gilboa still in control.
We'll do African capitals for 15.
African capitals for 15 points. Liberia. That would be Holiday.
Monrovia.
Monrovia is correct. Pandora-Gilboa still in control of the board.
Do measuring instruments for 10.
Measuring instruments for 10 points. Identify the instrument that measures the following quantities. Note, all answers end in meter. The first letter of each correct response is given. Steps taken by a PERT. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Pedometer.
Pedometer is correct. In control of the board is Pandora-Gilboa.
Constellations for 15.
Constellations now for 15 points. This is the double or nothing question. You just double the points, no risk. Number of constellations currently listed on a star map. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
88.
88 is correct. Double the points for you. And control.
Do African capitals for 20.
African capitals now for 20 points. Gabon. That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Senegal.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? They say no. Libreville is what we needed there. Pandora-Gilboa, you're still in control of the board.
Let's do 6-letter verbs for 10.
6-letter verbs for 10 points. I will define a verb, each consisting of 6 letters, followed by the first letter of each verb. You are to identify the given verb. To chemically prepare a corpse for burial. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Embalmment.
Correct. Pandora-Gilboa still in control.
Constellations 25.
Constellations for 25 points. German who made the first attempt to represent the constellations on a sky map. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Johannes Kepler.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? They say no. Peter Beinwitz is what we needed there. Pandora-Gilboa still in control.
China for 15.
China for 15 points. As of January 1st, 2023, what is the most populous city in China? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Beijing.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? That would be Parker.
Hong Kong.
Incorrect. Shanghai is what we needed there. Pandora-Gilboa in control.
Pop culture for 10.
Pop culture for 10 points. Name of the first studio album by Taylor Swift in 2000. That would be Clyde. Kate.
Taylor Swift.
Correct. And Clyde is in control.
Pop culture for 20.
Pop culture now for 20 points. How many of the original 6 Avengers die at the end of Avengers Endgame? That would be Clyde. Parker.
2.
2, that is correct. Iron Man and Black Widow. Clyde in control.
Pop culture for 25.
Pop culture now for 25 points. What occupation did Volodymyr Zelensky hold? Excuse me, what occupation? That would be Clyde. Parker.
Actor.
That is correct. Actor or comedian. Clyde in control.
Pop culture for 30.
Pop culture now for 30 points. Which South American country won the 2022 World Cup? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Brazil.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? They say no. Argentina is what we needed there. Clyde in control.
Measuring instruments for 15.
Measuring instruments for 15 points. Rotation speed of a shaft. The letter we're looking for is T. That would be Clyde. Parker.
Torque.
Incorrect. Pandora-Gilboa. That would be Tyler.
Tachometer.
Tachometer is what we needed there. Pandora-Gilboa back in control. A lead change here.
Dude, measuring instruments for 20.
Measuring instruments for 20 points. Electric currents. A. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Voltometer.
Incorrect. Clyde, would you like to steal? That would be Credence.
Multimeter.
Incorrect. Ammeter. Remember, I'm giving the first letter there. Pandora-Gilboa in control.
Constellations 30.
Constellations for 30 points. Large, sprawling constellation named by Ptolemy that contains present-day Carnea, Puppis, Pyxis, and Vela. Did they get in time? Nope. Argo Navis is what we needed there. Pandora-Gilboa in control.
We'll do China for 20.
China for 20 points. The majority of the Great Wall was built during which dynasty? That would be Clyde. Parker.
Qing.
Incorrect. Pandora-Gilboa. Would you like to steal? That would be Chase.
The Han.
Incorrect. It was Ming and not Qing. Pandora-Gilboa in control.
We'll do measuring instruments for 25.
Measuring instruments for 25 points. Atmospheric pressure. The letter we're looking for is that would be Clyde. Parker.
Barometer.
Barometer is what we needed there. Clyde in control. Takes the lead.
6-letter verbs for 15.
6-letter verbs for 15. To circumvent an obstacle, especially a city via roadway. The letter is B. That would be Clyde. Parker.
Bypass.
Bypass is what we needed there. Yes, Clyde. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. Pandora-Gilboa is 90 points. Now currently in the lead is Clyde with 115 points. Coming up next is our brainstorm round where anything can happen. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game, a mental meltdown mightier than Megatron. We promised it, we delivered. Pandora-Gilboa 90 points, Clyde 115 points. Before we get to our final round, looks like Pandora-Gilboa has made a final substitution. Who has joined your team?
To my right is Jacob Brecker, and he is a sophomore.
Welcome to Jacob. Clyde, who's joined your team? Christopher's back. Christopher, welcome back. How you doing?
Good.
All right, welcome back, Christopher. All right, welcome back to our returning players and to our new players coming back. This is the brainstorm round. All questions in this round are 20 points apiece. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after. No stealing, that's the big thing. No stealing in this round. We move immediately to the next brainstorm question. This is a timed round. Are you ready? All the marbles, here we go. Clyde, Pandora-Gilboa, this is it. Brainstorm round starts right now. In the human body, among the 3 types of muscles, which one includes the muscle found in the uterus, urinary bladder? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Jacob?
Smooth.
Smooth or involuntary, correct. With the exception of black holes, what are the densest stars? Pandora-Gilboa. Chase?
Neutron stars.
Neutrons is correct. What is the capital of the state of Oregon? Pandora-Gilboa. Chase?
Salem.
Salem is correct. What carries instructions from DNA for controlling? That would be Clyde. Parker?
RNA.
RNA is correct. Shakespeare's plays are traditionally divided into 3 types. Comedies. That would be Clyde. Parker?
Tragedies.
Incorrect. We were looking for histories. Is comedies, tragedies, and what? This Alabama capital city is known as the birthplace of the Confederacy. That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Montgomery.
Montgomery is correct. Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to a speedy trial? That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
The 6th.
The Sixth Amendment is correct. What bodily system in the human body removes waste? That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
The excretory system.
Excretory system is correct. What is the second longest river in Africa? That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
The Congo.
The Congo is also the deepest. What term beginning with the letter M refers to the brightness of a star? Pandora-Gilboa. Holiday.
Magnitude.
Magnitude is correct. What do we call the person who presides over the House of Representatives? That will be Clyde. Parker.
Speaker.
Speaker. Will we just accept Speaker? We will. Speaker of the House. Vacuoles and chloroplasts are only found in what kind? That would be Clyde. Parker.
Plant cells.
Plant cells. Correct. What does dry ice become when? That would be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide is correct. The state of Kentucky is bordered by how many adjacent states? That would be Clyde. Credence.
4.
Incorrect. 7. When the U.S. Supreme Court first convened in February 1790, in which city did it meet? Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Philadelphia.
Incorrect. New York City. The country of Moldova is situated between Ukraine and Romania. That will be Pandora-Gilboa. Chase.
Bucharest.
Incorrect. I needed the capital of Moldova. Chisinau, by the way. What is larger, 4 cups or 1 liter? Clyde. Parker.
1 liter.
1 liter is correct. Let's take a look at our score. We have Clyde with 155 points, and our winner with 230 points is Pandora-Gilboa. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come out, meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.